Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is me, Jasneet Kaur. Before getting into the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon to receive notifications of my next uploads. In this video, we will be talking about chapter 10 of class 12th, which is Management of Support Services, Institution and Programs for Children, Youth and Elderly. Like earlier chapters, content of this chapter will be divided into certain parts. You can easily check out different parts of this chapter by checking out the description box below. This video would be part 1. As we are starting up this chapter for the first time, let's understand by the completion of this chapter what all we will be able to understand. We will be able to answer why services, institution and programs are needed, different aspects involved in the management of institutions and programs, knowledge and skills required to run institutions and programs, and at last, career opportunities available in this field. Let's understand the significance of this chapter. This is something we all know that family is considered as the basic unit of the society, irrespective of the fact whether the family is nuclear or extended. Nuclear family is that where children and parents live. Extended family is where parents, children live along with grandparents. The members of a family can be of different age group and gender. There are different functions which a family performs at different stages in its life cycle. All the family members try to fulfill each other's needs in some or the other ways. If you talk about the role or functions of family, there are a lot of functions. Amongst them is providing food, shelter and clothing. Elders take responsibility to marry their children to suitable match, giving moral values and emotional support to each other, giving love and nurturance, giving physical care in the case of sickness or any disease, doing socialization in the form of interaction with relatives and people living in neighborhood, and many more such functions. If I talk about exactly what a family needs, it definitely needs a place for formal education for the children, like schools, universities for higher education, healthcare centers which includes good hospitals and health clinics, place for recreational activities. Recreational activities, or we can say the meaning of recreation is doing those activities which rejuvenates, which bring back your energy or which makes you happy. So we need more places for recreational activities like parks, gyms, old age clubs, etc. And training centers, which includes small institutions providing skill-based learning to all the age groups. The example of such centers can be centers which provide training of cooking, tailoring, makeup trainings, etc. If you look closely into this, you will realize that there are so many people who don't have capacity to meet their basic needs. Like they don't have healthy food to eat, they live in poor and unhygienic conditions, cleanliness around them is not at all appropriate, they don't have clean clothes to wear, and they even have very limited source of income. In some cases, many of the children, youth, elderly are separated from their families and are left alone. Survival of these kind of people on their own in such situations is extremely difficult. In this context, on the page number 176 of your NCERT book, one box is mentioned. We will discuss all the points of this box one by one. The first point says that poverty in India is widespread. Poverty simply means the state of being extremely poor, or we can say that the income level of a family from employment is so low that their basic human needs cannot be met. The data of 2011 to 2012 represents that 29.5% of the population was living below the national poverty line. Less than 30% of population has access to adequate sanitation facilities. Sanitation means it is the process of keeping place clean and healthy, especially by providing a sewage system and a clean water supply. Means there are a lot of people who are not even getting a clean water to drink. As per the next point, all the deliveries in a year, or we can say the childbirth which take place, is conducted by. At this point there is a correction. In book they have mentioned trained, but it is untrained. So all the deliveries in a year are conducted by untrained birth attendants. Delivery through these non-professionals leads to high rate of mother and child death at the time of childbirth. If not death, then chances of getting any severe diseases increases. If you look at the fifth point, we will get to know that there are still so many people who are not getting iodized salt. Due to that, mental and physical growth of the child is badly affected. The last point says, due to pervasive discrimination, which means high rate of inequality amongst boys and girls, leaves impact on the nutritional and educational outcomes. Here we can take the example that still in our country at many places discrimination take place in many forms. Like girls will be asked to stay at home where boys will go to school. The other example of this can be boys will be given extra amount of food or milk because it is considered that they will go out and do the physical activities, so they need more amount of nutrients. For such families who are unable to meet their basic requirements, state government or society makes certain efforts to make their life better and to uplift their standard of living. Government do the needful by creating healthy and learning environment, by setting up new institutions, by creating new programs like Ladli Yojana, Midday Meal, etc., and by collaborating with NGOs and private companies to meet various needs of the individual. Moving ahead with the next topic, that is basic concepts. While understanding this chapter, it is necessary to understand that why specifically we are talking about children, youth and elderly. We are simply focusing on these different age groups, reason being they are more vulnerable. Vulnerable means they have high chances or they are more likely to be affected by harmful, difficult or tough situations. Now, before ending this video, I would like to give you a home task where you all need to list down the needs of children, youth and elderly. I will continue this topic in my next video where we will understand why are children vulnerable. Till then, don't forget to like my videos and share your feedback in the comment section below. Just a reminder, you all can have access of all parts of this chapter by clicking on the top right corner of your screens. I will get back to you soon. Till then, bye-bye and take care.